Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome, everyone. I hope that you're having an amazing day. I'm honored to be connecting in with you. And we are moving forward in February. I was a little surprised when this month started. It just came so quickly this year. I don't know if that was your experience as well, but that was definitely mine. It feels like time is moving faster and faster, and it helps me just appreciate and treasure these times where we get to come together and take a breath, connect in, and really have an opportunity, heart, mind, body, soul, and spirit, to slow down and connect in a little bit. So I'm just honored to have all of you joining us today. And we have been focused on springing forward. How do we keep that momentum going that we start the beginning of the year with? How do we keep that energy moving forward in a powerful and positive way? And today we're going to be focused in on what are some of life's lessons that can help give us a powerful future and a legacy. So this slowing down and reflecting and leaning into learning what we have discovered, what others have discovered, and how can we apply that to our life, have a expanded understanding of our life and what is important to us, what we want to bring forward, and what is the legacy that we want to leave behind. So we have a great lineup of guests that I know you are going to enjoy. They are going to pour into your heart and spirit. They all have different energies, different perspectives that they're bringing to the table that I believe will richly bless each and every one of you. I believe they will give you some great ideas and tools to put in your toolbox to support you as we're looking at living a powerful, purposeful life and building that future and legacy that matters to you and honoring the journey of life itself. So welcome, everybody. Thrilled and honored to have you here today. And I want to remind you that this time is for you. It is an opportunity for you to be poured into. So I encourage you to leverage, to maximize this time together by choosing to be fully present, not multitasking, but fully present, mind, body, soul, and spirit. You get to listen and receive. This isn't the time that you have to do. You get to be and really allow us to pour into you. So take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth, like through a straw. Beautiful. Just feel that oxygen coming into every cell of your body. That slowing down, that deliberate, mindful breath helps bring us present, lowers our stress levels, our cortisol levels, which gives us clearer thinking, creates room and space as the oxygen flows through us. So we have an ability to receive, to take in all that serves, and breathe out, release all that no longer does. You're absolutely safe, and I invite you to close your eyes. Put both hands on your heart. Take another deep breath in. And as we take a moment to just connect in and be for a moment, what is it that you need? When we talk about living mindfully and purposely, moving forward, those things that matter most, building a future and a legacy, celebrating your life, what is it you need today to support you? And I'm going to add to that. So not only is it, what is it do you need, but are willing to receive, because you have choice. So what is it that you need and are willing to receive? Just receive that information or reminder or memory or image. Sometimes we get a picture. Beautiful. Let's take a breath. Come back into the room, eyes open, fully present, beautiful. And take a moment and write down what was laid on your heart. Let's keep it top of mind. Let's start to co-create it. Instead of having it swirl around inside of you, let's bring it forward where you can see it. You can keep it top of mind. You can start interacting with it. Beautiful. We're going to go around our virtual room, and as we do so, I'm going to invite each of our guests to take a moment and just share when they took a moment to stop, pause, and listen, just 10, 15 seconds, what was laid on their heart. And Camilla, I'd love to start with you. What was laid on your heart?
So, pleasure to be here. And Rebecca, you were talking about connections. Mm-hmm. I was just thinking of synchronicity and how at times in our lives things can come together just almost miraculously. A willingness to say yes, which is one of the reasons I'm here today. And pleasure to be here.
I love that. None of it is by chance. So I love that. The synchronicity, the connection, and that willingness to say yes. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. How about you, Ethan? What was laid on your heart?
Rebecca, what was laid on my heart is that we are all connected. I had a vision of us all being like little tiny flames that came from a master flame. And we have the properties of that flame, the properties of creation, and that we are all connected and we were all put here to create something in the world and share with others and help others become their best version of themselves.
I love that. Thank you for sharing. I see all those little flames, and not only those properties that get to be brought forward, but there's a shining that happens as well, and an illuminating and lighting. I love that. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. And how about you, Meg? What was laid on your heart?
Rebecca, I felt the gift of presence and the word presence of being here together right now, settling in, sharing, connecting, and just joining together. And beautiful. Presence right now, here and here.
Thank you for sharing. I love that, the present or gift of being present. Beautiful. And that connection. I love that all of you felt that as you were sharing. Thank you so much for sharing, Meg. I appreciate it. And listeners, I wonder what was laid on your heart. Perhaps one of the things that our guests shared resonated with you, added to that. I hope that you felt the connection that seemed to be very strong between all of us. I know I felt that as we connected in with ourselves and with each other. As we go to our first commercial break, I invite you to stay present. Really enjoy that gift of being present. An opportunity to continue to receive that image, reminders, information that is coming through. And sometimes it's just that gift of being able to be for a couple of minutes just for you. And we'll continue our conversation in just a moment.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit facebook.com/Voice America.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes, that gift of being present, that opportunity to be and receive and slow down a little bit because our life can be so fast-paced. So I'm just excited to continue our conversation as we're talking about how to continue to move forward those things that matter most. What are some of those lessons, things we have discovered and learned that can help give us a future, build a legacy, and share what is most important to us in life and the journey of life itself. Oh, I'm excited to welcome everyone back as I more formally introduce one of our amazing guests. You got to hear a little bit from him in the opening segment, and I'd like to just share a little bit more about Ethan. So Ethan King is an entrepreneur with businesses in apparel, fitness, and e-commerce and real estate. He is a dynamic speaker who shares his journey from starving artist to CEO of multiple 7-figure brands. He's been featured on the cover of Best Self magazine and specializes in coaching high-performance professionals around the world. He has a book, so he's an author of a forthcoming book that is about to release. We're going to share a little bit about that today. And he is passionate about you truly having it all. Please lean in and warmly welcome the dynamic Ethan King to the show. Welcome.
Thank you for that awesome introduction, Rebecca. I'm so happy to be here.
You are very welcome. Thrilled to have you joining us. And I wanted to start our conversation with why. Why is this work and helping people truly have it all? Why does that matter to you so much? Why is that personally important?
Well, it started about 8 years ago. I read this story that piqued my interest. It was about self-made British real estate tycoon Paul Castle. He was a multimillionaire. He drove Ferraris and Bentleys, flew in his private jet, even played polo with Prince Charles. Now, you would think by worldly definitions, he had it all. But at the young age of 54, he committed suicide in a brutal way. He threw himself under a subway train, and he died instantly. So if you examine Paul Castle's life leading up to his suicide, a lot of people described him as a workaholic. He was in and out of the hospital with heart problems, coming up on his fourth marriage, and he had recently lost money on some bad business deals. So there was obviously something imbalanced that made him feel like the only way out was to take his own life. We've all heard stories like this where a successful person's life is out of balance to the point that it ends tragically. In drug addiction, death, bankruptcy, divorce, depression. Think about legends like Prince, who died at 57. Michael Jackson died at 50. Robin Williams committed suicide at 63. These are all immensely talented people that you would think just had it all, right?
Yeah.
And me, as someone who wanted to be successful my whole life, I couldn't help but ponder what happened here. So it sent me on a mission to research the super successful. And in doing so, I also recognized patterns in my own life journey where I had transgressions and kind of near-death experiences. And I also researched the life of my peers as well. What I realized was that, well, first of all, when we hear stories like this, it makes us believe that you can't have everything you truly desire, or that to be successful in one area of life, you have to give up something else. And that simply isn't true. And the second thing is that if we throw out the old notions of life balance, we can actually achieve holistic abundance in all 6 dimensions of life, which I'll get to later. And there are scientifically proven methods that will empower you to keep those 6 areas calibrated so that you can really have it all.
Oh, I love it. Thank you for sharing some of your journey and your passion for this. And I love that you're busting that myth that you can't have it all, or you have to give up a major area of your life to be successful in another. And you're really here to set the record straight that you can,
right,
and support people in doing that. So I love that. And that kind of leads us into your book that I know you are getting ready to release. And I'd love for you to share the title of your book and just a little bit about it.
Sure. Yeah, the title of my book is Wealth Beyond Money, Unlocking the Dimensions of Success for Richness in Every Area of Your Life. And what I do is I break it down in the 6 dimensions of success are spirituality, intellect, money, your physical presence, your love and relationship, and your entertaining experiences. And that forms an acronym called, the acronym is SIMPLE. It's the word simple. And the reason is because we make it harder than it really is. Think about it in the right way. And I give people the tools, like the step-by-step exercises to achieve this in life. But it really is more simple than you think to have it all.
Oh, I love it. And do you mind sharing the title just one more time in case anybody missed that? I want to make sure they hear it.
Yes, the title is Wealth Beyond Money, Unlocking the 6 Dimensions of Success for Richness in Every Area of Your Life.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm excited about it. Now, I mentioned it's coming out soon, forthcoming. So when is the magical release date so we can mark it on our calendars? And what are some reasons that make that date important for us to pay attention to?
The release date is March 15th, 2022. Yes, please mark it on your calendar. We've had some early reviews come in, and we're getting great feedback on the book. People love that it is a short, actionable guide that is not just giving you theory. It's not giving you woo-woo stuff, but it's actually giving you stuff that you can implement today, step-by-step exercises to take your life to the next level, to truly level up. And, March 15th, it's funny, people are like, beware the Ides of March. And I researched it, and that saying really was just a warning that was given to Caesar. And, of course, he was assassinated after that. But that was really an omen for him and him alone. And I don't have superstitions, so I believe that it's great luck. And March 15th, it's all about that. That's when we're coming into spring. It's almost that time when the clocks are changing and we have more daylight. There's a sense of newness in the air. And this book will help you become a new you.
Beautiful. Well, I had the privilege of getting to read an advanced copy, and I found your book powerful. We're excited about getting to help support sharing it out. And so those of you who please mark that date on your calendar, March 15th, we'll be promoting and sharing so you can watch for it and take advantage of the special launch rate. It's going to be available for $1.99 for the first 24 to 48 hours. So you want to make sure, that 24 hours is guaranteed. So you want to make sure to take action then. I know towards the end of our show, we'll have contact information, let you know how you can get on a list to be notified. But absolutely mark that on your calendar. And one of the things I appreciated, not just the actionable steps, because I do like that. I like having information we can take steps and move forward in powerful ways. But I also love how you share some of your personal journey and wisdom and experience in it. It's very inspiring. It's very real. And I feel like it's something that can touch and connect with people on lots of different levels. So I appreciate that personally about your book and bringing it forward. I love that you're giving people some ways to look at those different dimensions of success and have success in multiple areas, all areas, not just one. And one of the phrases you've used is wealth beyond success. And I'd love for you just to expand a little bit on that, because I know that's really important and core to you and to the 6 dimensions and to the book. I'd love for you to expand on that.
Yeah, definitely. So when I say wealth beyond money, I spend a lot of time around very ambitious, money-driven entrepreneurs. And I noticed that some people get tunnel vision and they will neglect their own health. They will neglect their relationships. And sooner or later, it'll be too late. You can't go back and attend your son's Little League game when he's 26. And if you ignore your health for too long, some things are irreversible and you can have permanent damage. On the other end of the spectrum, I've known parents who are so engrossed with their kids that they ignore their relationship with their spouse. They ignore their fitness and health. There's this, I'll get to that later mentality, but sometimes later never comes. If your spouse feels ignored for too long and is turned off because you don't care about keeping up your physical appearance, well, they may leave. So wealth beyond money means that wealth isn't just financial. It isn't just about being a good parent. It isn't a single focused thing. True wealth is having it all in all of the areas of life, in all the 6 dimensions. Health is wealth. Experiences are wealth. For example, with one of the personal journeys that I share is with my health journey. I struggled with asthma and I was overweight. And when I look at pictures now, I look younger now than I did 17 years ago. And how do that comes through changing your lens. You can literally change your appearance, change your DNA. You can change your bank account. You can change anything about yourself. But if you change your lens, because your lens, you're projecting your own universe. So you change the lens on how you see things. And you do that by changing the chemicals that are released in your brain. You got to release the pleasure chemicals, the dopamine, the oxytocin, the serotonin, so that you can get addicted to things that are beneficial for you. And I break it down step by step. So I'm glad you reiterated that, and I thank you for taking the time to read it. I'm glad that you found lots of enlightenment in me sharing my own personal stories, my own journey, because it's a lot for me to pour those on the paper. There are a lot of things that I share in the book that when they happened in my life, I was very ashamed of them, and they were very traumatic experiences. And if there's one thing I want people to take away, it's that trauma is not the end. You can use trauma to catapult you to triumph, to success. We're going to have suffering in life, but you can take that suffering and turn it around and twist it to make it work for you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it. We're very excited for the upcoming release, March 15th. Hopefully everybody has that on the calendar. We'll definitely be sharing out. And towards the end of the show, we'll have you come back on and make sure to let us know the best way to connect in so we can go have our listeners go deeper with you as well. We are getting ready to go to our next commercial break. And as we do that, listeners, I want you to think about some of these powerful and profound truths that Ethan is sharing with us, that wealth is more than just dollars in the bank account, that you can have success in all areas, not just one or two, that those challenges and turbulations can lead to triumph, that you can change these things and move them forward, but really paying attention to that lens. So really great things to reflect on as we go to our next commercial break, and we'll look forward to talking with you and continuing in just a couple of minutes.
Follow us on Twitter at VoiceAmericaTRN. Get the lowdown on guests, new shows, and your favorites. That's VoiceAmericaTRN.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message. It's time to serve, learn, change the world. Tune in each week for the power of young people to change the world. Hosted by NYLC CEO Amy Mewers. The program is a forum for both young people and the adults who love and support them. We make connections with others through stories of change, partnership, and new perspectives of issues facing the world today. Be sure to join us every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time and 3 p.m. Pacific Time, or anytime on demand on the Voice America Empowerment Channel.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes and had some great thoughts that you could write down, some powerful perspectives and tools that you can add to your toolbox. And I hope that includes marking March 15th, an action step on your calendar to watch for the release of Ethan's powerful book. I'm very excited as we continue our conversation to introduce 2 powerful women that have come together, and they are bringing forward a beautiful book that is also going to be released in March. So you have a great lineup of resources coming forward in March. And you got to hear a little bit from them in the opening segment. I wanted to take a moment and more formally introduce them as well. And then we can share about this special book and project that they are bringing forward. So I'm very excited to introduce Camilla Taft Hicks to you. She is a public health practitioner. She has both local and international professional expertise of over 30 years in health education and safety. She is active in her faith community, a business owner and yoga instructor. She believes purposely and powerfully and deeply that life's end gives powerful perspective and meaning to the present. Please lean in and warmly welcome the powerful and heart-centered Camilla Taft Hicks. Welcome.
Thank you, Rebecca.
You are very welcome. Excited to have you joining us. And I wanted to just touch on why this perspective, the work that you do in the public health arena in all the different areas, why is that work personally important to you?
So this work and what I'm here to share about today is this meaning that we can gain from planning for and understanding the end of life better. And this is part of a legacy that was left to me. My aunt, Martha Henderson, was a geriatric nurse practitioner who worked for many years and worked all around the globe, sharing her philosophy about end of life. And she was a pioneer in end of life care. She shares in this book that we're here to talk about today how she was a young nurse, and this was about 50 years ago, and she was caring for an elderly woman who was very frail, who had just told her that she was ready to die. and she did die. And then here in this hospital room, everything went into action. The hospital approach to death at the time, which was sometimes a very brutal way of trying to keep someone alive. And it was a very stark reality that she experienced that set her on this path to better understand what are the processes, what are the solutions, what are the understandings that we need to have in order to be prepared for and to have our best death possible. And this is a reality that was made clear to me early in my life, and just hearing her many stories and her philosophy that we can have a better life by preparing for our death and by being aware of the ending of life to make us more fully present in the moment.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I so appreciate it. And I love that you're continuing that legacy, that you're bringing that forward, that Martha had passed to you and impacted you with and shared. So we're going to get into that in a little bit more deeply, but I want to take a moment and introduce Meg as well so we can bring her into the conversation too, because I know we're coming together to bring this powerful book forward. So let me take a moment and introduce Meg Mindell. She is the founder of, and I want you to help me with this pronunciation. Is it Halcyon Elder Care?
Halcyon
Elder Care. Thank you. I appreciate that. And a licensed care worker, certified advanced social work case manager, national grief counselor, and a psychotherapist. Her social work career includes roles in healthcare, hospice, and counseling. She works closely with the aging population and those with disabilities and chronic illnesses or terminal diagnosis. She is passionate about the gift that life is. Can we please welcome the dynamic and powerful Meg Mindell to the show? Welcome.
Thank you so much, Rebecca. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
You are very welcome. Excited to have you joining us as well. And I'd love to ask you a similar question about why the work that you do in supporting these populations and the book that we're also going to be talking about in a moment as well. Why is this personally important to you?
My work and the book is personally important to me because I always say we come into this world as a baby and everybody holds us and hugs us and kisses us and celebrates life. And as we get older in our culture and we age, whether it's children living far away or somebody losing their spouse or an individual losing their child, I hear more and more about isolation, social isolation, loneliness, anxiety, depression, and that aging can be challenging. And aging is hard, whether it's physically, socially, psychologically, neurologically. And there are many issues. And this book, it's such an honor to be a part of this book and to help bring it to life because it can definitely help so many people.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. And we've been talking about the book, so I would love to share the title and a little bit about it. So, Camilla, I'm gonna kind of rotate back and forth. So, Camilla, I'd love for you to share the official title and a little bit about what you hope readers will gain by leaning into this book.
So the title is The Gift of Life, Aging Well, Aging Smart, and Wisdom for the Journey. And this is a play on what Martha had originally intended as the title. There was this whole path and a very strong physical, it's not, chemical, like it was chemistry, going through this book and finding in the acknowledgments that Meg was listed there. We realized and kind of reconstructed that my aunt, Martha, had reached out to Meg as she was writing this book which was never published while she was alive. It was accepted for publication, and she was not able to bring it to completion. So I discovered Meg and found a kindred spirit, and we also had a real spiritual thread to doing this work and starting to share the book, which is really a manual for how to age well. There's the physical aspects, there's the decisions that come with where to live, what kind of care, how to decide on a doctor, what happens later in life, and sometimes relationships that are impacted. What really sets this book apart is the stories, the very intimate looks at people and the decisions that they made and how they got to the point of having a good death, which again was the passion that started this whole book and something that Meg brings to her work on a daily basis.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing and a little bit of that journey. And I love the connection. I had the opportunity of getting to read this book as well, the advanced copy of it. And I know I was really impacted by some of what Meg was sharing about how we have all this celebration of a life coming into the world and a birth, and we don't know what their life is going to look like or be. And yet, when it comes towards the later years or the end of life, and we know the life that was lived, we don't have the same measure of necessarily of celebration and honor and really providing great resources and tools. We don't want to talk about it a lot of times in society, and it's so needed to be able to honor that on the same level and really have that same kind of care and love and joy and celebration and appreciation and honor, I think, on the other side of the journey as well. And that really deeply impacted me in reflecting when I read the book. And I love that you are carrying this kind of wish that your aunt had to bring the book forward and share it with the world, and that you and Meg are coming together to bring it forward and share it with the world. And so with that, Meg, I'm going to have you, if there's anything you want to add to that, and I'd love for you to share the date so people can write that on their calendar too, for those that are feeling this call and pull to lean into this powerful book.
So I would just add, Rebecca, that your point is well taken about as we age, it's so important to have the courage to have the difficult conversations with loved ones, family members. What are my wishes? What do I want? Where do I want to spend my time? Where do I want to age? And all of these issues, advanced directives, power of attorneys, which we talk about in the book, and to talk about those things and that it's okay. And how do we honor that, as you said, with compassion? And each person is different regarding their wishes. And what are their wishes? And we can't assume that we know. And that's so important.
Yes.
So the release date is March 3rd, which is super exciting. So everybody write that down, March 3rd.
Perfect. I love that. It's just around the corner.
3-2. Yeah.
Yep. 3322. Exactly. Beautiful. So thank you for sharing. And those are really important things. And I love your point, Meg, about not assuming, or someone else will just decide for me, or I don't want to deal with it. But let's not assume. Let's discover what are things that we would love to share, or some important moments in our life that perhaps we haven't shared or thought to capture and bring forward or pass to somebody. I think there's so much wisdom that is lost sometimes because we're not asking questions. We're not talking about these kinds of things. So I love the loving, beautiful way that this book is written to really support everyone on that journey. And I wanted to take a moment because I know both of you have spent a lot of time and focus on the cover and really having that capture the energy and the feel. And I think that's great for those who are writing March 3rd on their calendar and watching for it. If we could have a visual of the book and maybe why some of the elements were chosen. And I don't know, Camilla and Meg, which of you would like to address that?
I'll just start by saying on the cover is a gift. The book is titled The Gift of Life, and there's a gift that is being unwrapped, and it has a very intimate, to me, a feeling of just what is inside this box, and which Meg may want to share the other picture that we have there on the cover.
So
Meg.
Inside the gift, thank you, Camilla, is a path in nature with the sunset. And I think we all felt it was metaphorical for aging is a new path of discovery, wisdom, reflection, enlightenment. And so as you open the present and the gift, it's like a new chapter is beginning with aging. And it's such a time of rediscovery and discovery.
Beautiful. And I love that aging is a pathway of discovery, or a path of discovery. Just really, really powerful. And the meaning and the symbolism in the pictures and what you chose to hold the beautiful and powerful content. So thank you for both of you for describing and sharing. We don't always get to hear why a cover is the way it is. So I think it's wonderful to share that with our listeners today. And I want to encourage everyone to mark that date on your calendar, March 3rd. The book will be offered for a special rate. This will sound familiar, a special rate of $1.99 for the first 24, maybe 48 hours. So another powerful tool that you can add to your toolbox that is so loving and supportive for the journey of life. So I hope that you write that date down and add that to your calendar. We're going to be sharing out as it's released as well. So if you watch in social media, we'll be sharing the links and ways that you can lean into that powerful opportunity. And then I was just thinking, is there a final tip or thought that you want to give our listeners as we get ready to go to our next commercial break? And Camilla, I'd love to see if you had a quick thought or reflection.
I do, and it's just the fact that we're in the middle of kind of an aging boom as the baby boomers, who are now in their late 50s to mid 70s, face their own aging years and the opportunity that presents. We're going to be alive for longer than ever. Some of those people are also dealing with aging from their own parents. Many of us have experienced loss over the past couple of years, and this is a guide and also a grief handbook, I think, that can really provide understanding and comfort and hearing the stories and relating as a human to this path that we're all on. Beautiful.
Thank you for sharing. Absolutely. I love that you're touching on that grief kind of support and guide as well. Really, really important. And that awareness of how we are living longer, and we have experienced a bit of loss, some much loss, a lot of loss in the last couple of years. So what a gift to be able to have something to walk beside you and support you. I appreciate that. And Meg, did you have a thought or a point that you'd like to bring to the conversation for people to reflect on?
Thank you, Rebecca. I would just add that the book is a great companion to have as you walk alongside, or you yourself are aging, or, it's a journey. And the journey is ever changing as we age. So I would just say it's filled with valuable information and just a great companion to have right at your bedside.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. And one other piece that I just, as you were both sharing, that touched me about this, that one of the regrets that Martha had is that the book was never brought all the way forward into completion, and it touches my heart. And I celebrate that you both picked up that vision and have brought it to completion. You're honoring her wish in that you're bringing the beautiful, transformational, important information to the world and that legacy. And that just is it just is very meaningful to me. And I believe and feel Martha somewhere knows and is shining and is also leaning excited and looking forward to the launch date and the impact this book and its content will have. So thank you both for leaning in and sharing with us. We are getting ready to go to our next commercial break. And as we do that, listeners, I want you to think about some of what Camilla and Meg have shared and really see what is being laid on your heart and spirit. And we'll continue our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Voice America is on your favorite smart speaker. If you have Alexa or Google Home, go ahead and give us a try.
Hey Alexa, play Finding Your Frequency podcast on TuneIn.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
You need to live up to your full potential. You've heard that for years, but now there's a channel to help you get there. Introducing the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Our listeners have told us that they want to be motivated, hear about success stories, and positive encouragement around the clock. And we've responded to you. The Voice America Empowerment Channel is the home of the world's top life coaches, entrepreneurs, and success experts. Listen to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. It's here at voiceamericaempowerment.com.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Find out what makes the most successful people tick. Keep listening to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. voiceamericaempowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed those 2 minutes just for you. We promised to give you a way to connect in and go deeper. And so I wanted to make sure that we honored that. And the best way to stay connected about the launch dates and the special deal and rates, all of those things, being able to lean into that and take advantage of that, as well as for if you want to go deeper with one of our amazing guests, we want to give you the opportunity to do that. Because here's what I've discovered. Life is not a solo journey. Don't know where the myth got started, but I'm here to bust that myth. It is not a solo journey. And we can go further, have a more joyful, powerful journey when we let others walk beside us and we lean into that wisdom and the insight. So I encourage you every show to really pay attention to those that you feel a connection with, and lean into that opportunity to connect and go deeper and see where that journey can go. Because believe me, these guests are leaning into you and they're cheering you on. And I want you to have that opportunity to connect in with them as well. So I would love to start with Meg. Meg, what is the best way for people to connect in, go deeper, and follow the book?
So anybody can go to www.thegiftoflifebook.com.
Perfect.
And they can even enter their email address. And once the book is released, they will receive an email with a specific link to order the book.
Perfect. I love that. So for those of you that maybe it feels overwhelming to track the date of March 3rd, you'll get that reminder and a link you can click on and be able to take advantage of that. So that's great. And then, Camilla, did you want to add anything to that?
No, we hope that you'll go to our website and see the resources there. We have some early reviews and also suggestions about how the book can be helpful.
Oh, beautiful. I love that. And if we could get the website link one more time?
Sure. It's thegiftoflifebook.com.
Perfect. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And then, Ethan, I was going in the order of release here at the end. So if you could share your book launch date and title again, and the best way for people to connect in.
Yeah, my book will be releasing on Tuesday, March 15th. You can go to simply ethansbook.com and sign up for reminders via email and text message, so that you will get the specific link to get the book for just $1.99 on the day of launch. Again, that's Tuesday, March 15th. Go to ethansbook.com.
Perfect. And that's Ethan.
Wealth Beyond Money. Huh?
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead. You're great.
Repeat the title. Yeah, the name of the book is Wealth Beyond Money. That's Wealth Beyond Money, Unlocking the 6 Dimensions of Success for Richness in Every Area of Your Life.
Beautiful. I love that. And I was just going to clarify that it's Ethan with an S, so it's plural. Is that correct? Ethan's?
Yes, that's
okay.
Correct.
Book. Okay, perfect.
S book. Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Just want to make sure everybody can find it and lean in and get on your beautiful list. That's great. And then we are getting really close on time. And so I just wanted to run through each of our guests have a powerful tip that they want to share with you. So I'm hoping we can do it. We're 10 to 15 seconds each, just to give you that additional boost as you are getting ready to go back into your day. So just a thought to take with you. So Ethan, what is your tip or thought that you can share with our listener?
I just want everyone to remember that you are more powerful than you think. No matter where you are in life, you can transform trauma into triumph, transform suffering into success, and it's simple to do that in each of the 6 dimensions. And just remember that S is for spirituality, I is for your intellectual improvement, M is for money mastery, anything dealing with your career, your business, P is for your physical presence, L is for your love and leadership and relationships, and E is for entertaining experiences. You can have it all.
Oh, fabulous. Thank you. I appreciate it. Camilla, what is your final tip?
I would just say, no matter where we are on this journey in the path of life, there are so many elements to appreciate, from the physical and the spiritual. There's a trust that we need to have for the future, and this is one of the things that we go into in the book, trusting that comfort and joy are possible, and the work that we put in to planning for our later years can make them among the most rewarding.
Beautiful. Thank you. And we're down to the final 10 seconds. Meg?
That was beautiful, Camilla. Yes, trusting that joy and comfort are possible. And I can't tell you how many times I have witnessed where individuals that have planned well and prepared, I see the joy, I see the comfort, and the peace within their eyes and within their face.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Listeners, I want to thank you for joining us today. I encourage you to take a couple moments at the end of the show to breathe in, receive all that serves, and mindfully, purposely choose how you step forward, because you are absolutely needed in this world. You're worth the journey. You're worth taking that time for you so that you can step forward in a way that you're bringing forward those things that matter most to you, that you can choose to shine your gifts, your light, your talent in the world. So wherever you go, whatever you do this week, I encourage you to bloom where you are planted and shine. Have an amazing week, everyone. We'll talk to you next time.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter, next Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Empowerment Channel, with a replay on Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Pacific on the Voice America Variety Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.